All right, guys, come have a seat, ladies. Make sure you have all your weights away from your toes, because weights and toes can be a problem. Good. Sit up tall, draw your shoulder blades down your back, lift your heart. Take a big full breath. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? See it as the most precious currency that you have. Close your eyes and notice your breath. Before you change it, notice the depth. Notice how shallow it is, how quick, because that's how we go through life, right? And now start deepening your breath. Inhale through your nose and exhale. Committing yourself to this rhythm, to this moment. My teacher says all the time, at the end of 2 hours of talking, he says it just comes down to one thing. We're here to love our life. What works for you? What elevates you? What brings you joy? Take 2 more big full breaths here. And then slowly, slowly open your eyes. I want you to take your elbows back and even flip your palms up like it's an offering. So when you flip your palms up, the outer shoulder blades hug together and down your back. You take your forearms and your palms back, and life is oh so wonderful, right? And then as you exhale, you're going to take your palms in front of you and even round your back. And then inhale, oh how wonderful, palms up, forearms back. Exhale, round your back. Moving with your breath. Let's start getting into our shoulders. There's a little flexion of your spine. But you're moving. Maybe even with your eyes closed, you can feel the sensations in your body. Inhale. Oh, and exhale. Take 2 more here. Good. Good. Now you're going to take your arms out to goalposts, 90 degrees. Take your palms back. And this time you're going to tip forward and squeeze your forearms together. Using your core. Inhale all the way up. Exhale. Let's start warming up our upper body. Making sure everything's engaged. And I want you to notice also what kind of feels a little stuck and where you think you have to connect, okay? So if some things don't feel right, please notice. Good. Let's take 1 more just like that. Good. And all the way up. Now extend your arms in front of you. Interlace your fingers and flip your palms away from you. Round your back once again. So it's a real big cat back. Inhale your arms all the way up, softening your elbows and pulling your fingers apart so you're getting right into your upper arms, right? And then release and take your elbows back behind you. Oh yeah. Oh, are you standing up taller? Good. Let's do that again a few more times. Interlace your fingers in front of your heart. Flip your palms away from you, lengthening your arms. Inhale all the way up. Here I am, pulling the fingers apart, and then exhale, your elbows are bent and your elbows want to meet behind your back, right? Once again, in front of your heart are your palms, away from you, rounding your back. Inhale up. Exhale, elbows are pressing toward each other. Last one. My God, you should feel some little snap, crackle, pop. Yeah, things are starting to get nice and juicy. Take your right hand to the floor, reach all the way over to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale to your left. Keeping the opposite hip grounded. Inhale to center. Yeah. And exhale. Moving with the breath. So it's not about moving quickly, right? It's about moving mindfully, and slow is the way. Oh, yeah. So when we do our chest, our backs, our shoulders, I always want them warmed up. Last one, right and left. And last one, good. Oh, yeah. And back to center. Take your left hand to your right knee, your right fingertips behind you. So you're going to lift your right palm so the right shoulder is up and back. And then you're going to twist to your right, using your left hand as a resistance back, looking over your right shoulder. You can even look to your left and get a nice stretch in your right shoulder. Make sure your spine is long. Yeah, I just caught myself. Oh, yeah. Take a breath here. And notice how your mind says, I want to go, I want to go. Yeah. Inhale, come back to center. Big inhale, back to center, arms up and other way. Take your right hand to your left knee, looking over your left shoulder. Yeah. Then look to your right, dip your chin down, get a big stretch, and breathe into it. Oh, yummy. Good. And then make your way to table pose, hands and knees. Good. So we're going to do hip work standing because we have so much to do with our chest, our backs and our shoulders, our bis and our tris. That we're going to do it in those 2 for moves that we do. Palm 2 first. Exhale, inhale. Take some hip circles here. Let's defrost our hips a little bit. No rush. Extend your right leg out to the right, stepping your right foot to the earth. Come onto the tiptoes of your back left foot and roll your inner thigh bones back so it feels like there's a whoosh of ocean. Just kind of rolling your inner thigh muscles back. And then you're going to sit back towards the left heel. You'll see where you go. Widening your hands, lifting your palms, lift your armpits, and soften your chest, getting a huge stretch just about everywhere here. Close your eyes and breathe into it. Yummy, yeah. And then make your way back to center as you extend your right leg in front of you, flexing the front right heel. Pressing the right heel down, take the right outer hip back, getting a big stretch in the whole back side of your right leg, right into the belly. Step into your right foot, exhale your right shin forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Oh, yeah. Oh. Always feels so good for me. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. And then back to table. Curling your toes under and softening your chest so that the shoulder blades hug together. Draw your belly back. And then start to lift your knees so that they hover. Take your hips back. You're just going to take your hips back. You're like a little bullet. The hips draw back. Oh, I want to talk about those. And then inhale. Make your way into a bit of a plank. Now you can keep your knees down. Inhale. Aim your hips back. And come back to center. Now I'm going to exhale back now. And inhale forward. With your knees either up or down. Yeah, oh, let's get those hips cooking. Last one. and back to center. Now let's just come into down dog, walking your dog, and see if you notice your right hip, your right hammies, your right side is a little bit more released than your left. Come back to your breath if you've forgotten to breathe. Yeah, breathe, breathe, breathe. And then lower your knees back to the floor, extending your left leg directly out to the left, coming onto the tiptoes of your right foot. Now remember that swoosh of ocean. Your inner thighs are swooshing back as your heart reaches forward. And you're going to try to sit back towards your right heel so that your right sit bone reaches to the right heel. Widen your hands wide to the letter Y. Lift your palms and soften your chest, closing your eyes for a nice sweet breath here. Oh yeah. All right. Come back to center and extend your left leg in front of you, flexing the front left heel. Take the left outer hip back. Yeah. Exhale, step into your left foot, take the left shin forward. Yum. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Come on, 2 more. Make it really edgy because every pose we do it slowly so that we can get the full power of it, the full use of it. Good. Inhale, last one. Make your way back to center and right into down dog. And this is really good. I really worry about our shins. So if you can come onto your tiptoes and then walk your heels forward towards your hands or your hands towards your feet. Heel toeing first. Make your way into a forward fold somewhere on your mat. Take a breath here. Press your feet down. So I want the heels and the balls of the big toes pressing down. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up and bring your palms together to your heart center and release. So we're going to start with the shoulders back, and you might want very little weight. You'll see. I'm going to start with a 5. And remember, we carefully lift our weights, very carefully. Shoulder blades, I want you to roll your shoulder blades back so your palms are reaching away from you. We're going to do a lot of that today. Okay? And then soften your knees. So with your knees forward, you're going to just sit back in that chair and then squeeze the glutes. So remember I told you we're doing a lot of glute work standing? This is so that we can get into our arms. So make sure you got that. Now, this is not so much a sumo movement, sumo step. This is more sitting back in a chair, more like Utkatasana, okay? Shoulder blades back, and you're going to reach your arms out and pull them back. Inhale and back. So this is for your upper back, but if you can imagine squeezing your glutes and your core, your belly as you come up, then it's for that also. Inhale, exhale. Exhale through your mouth. But you know, I want you to really go slow so you can really get that muscle activation, right? Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Okay. All right. Good. And shake it out. Now we're going to do a little shoulder thing that you might not have done before. It's very cool. You're going to stand up with your knees soft. Your palms are facing your body. And as you come up, you're going to come to about the letter like a Y. You're going to shrug your shoulders. And then as you slide the shoulder blades down your back, you're going to release your arms back beside your body. Okay? Inhale, shrug, exhale. Inhale. And back. Good. So this has to be done slowly. There's that little quiet at the end of the inhale. Yeah. Your shoulders, your arms don't go higher than your shoulders, guys. They go about shoulder height and wide of your shoulders, about 30 degrees. Good. I call this the, I don't know, inhale. I don't know. Sometimes we have a hard time saying, I don't know. I find a lot of people have a hard time saying, I don't know, and they fill it up with baloney. Let's practice, I don't know. Okay. 4, 3, 2, last one. All right, now really shake that one out. Good. Now we're going to come into biceps. I always like heavier weights. Heavier weights should be available for all of you. So if you're coming from no weights, 2s are good too. You decide. I'm going to use my 8s because we're going to do something funky today because it's Friday and it's Funky Friday. So you're going to keep your feet hip width apart with your shins forward and your bum back. Option 1. Option 2, your tiptoes back behind you. Option 3 is to take your left foot back and bend both knees. Now this gets deep into your quads and your left quad and your glutes. You should feel it in your right hip. But this is what we're doing different. You're going to roll your shoulder blades back so your inner elbows are aiming away from you. So I want you to get lots of tone in your upper back. And as we do biceps, you're going to come down, lift your bicep, and then slowly kind of roll the palms away from you, out. Can you feel that, guys? I want to see you guys doing that. Good. And then come back to center. So there's a big roll here. That's for your shoulder. And when you do this, I want you to make sure your elbows are not taking refuge into your body. They stay free of your body so that all the movement comes from your biceps, your shoulders, your delts, right? Exhale. And squeeze that puppy out. Yeah. It's another version of, I don't know, 8. You know, when we have an I don't know kind of attitude, it has a lot less judgment in it. And it's a really great place to be. It gets so tiring having to judge other people, doesn't it, guys? 8, 7, 6, make sure it's coming from your shoulder, not from the wrist. 5, 4, I don't know, 3, 2, I'm hoping you're getting a little pain in the bum. Now we're going to stay low, weights at elbows at 90 degrees, and squeeze, and squeeze. And 8, 7, 6, 5. Got it? 3, 2, squeeze it. Come release, step into your right foot, lift your left leg, and shake that puppy out. Okay. Now I want you to use really light weights. I am even tempted to use 3s or 2s or nones. I'm going to start with a little bit heavier for myself. We'll see where it goes. So again, this is something kind of newish. Roll your shoulder blades down your back. Keep your knees soft. So when we do this the next time through, we'll play more into our hips. Elbows at 90 degrees. Good. Palms face toward each other. And it looks like this. You're going to come up. You're going to keep your upper arms at shoulder length, shoulder height. And then you're going to take your palms up. Like this is what my teacher calls New Jersey pose, okay? So we're going to go arms up. back to center, keeping the upper arms level with your shoulders, and back down beside your body. So let's play with it, guys. Ready? Up, New Jersey, back to center. Inhale, exhale, inhale, big breaths. Got it? Out. Your elbows are always at 90 degrees. So you take your elbows out like you're on a counter, you lift, you come back. You're back where you started. Good. Open. Now, if you want to play with your knees, hips. Next time we'll come a little bit deeper. Good. I just never want you guys to anticipate where we're going, right? Good. Can we do 6 more? All right, 6, 5, 4. I hope you're feeling the love. 3, take a break anytime, right? 2, last 1. Arms up and release. Oh my God, yeah. That is good. Good. So we're going to go biceps on the left. So I'm going to release my weights very carefully. But in the meantime, let's take our hands behind our back, interlace your fingers and lift your heart. Take a big inhale and get a nice little fold here. Make sure your knees are soft. Your belly's back, and just get a nice stretch in your back. Good. Press into your feet as if you're pressing the earth away from you to come all the way up with a nice long spine, and release. And shake that baby out. All right, biceps. You decide your weight. I'm going to go back to my heavier weights. For me right now today is an 8. Why? I remember when I used to I was studying this language years ago. I love foreign languages. And I would ask a question about why something was conjugated a certain way. And she said, because. So you decide. Why? Because. All right, step into your left foot. And you can keep your feet hip width. You can take your right toes back like a little pedestal, like a little, not a pedestal. You know what I'm talking about. And then, or you can do a lunge. Kickstand. That's what I meant. Shoulder blades back and down your back, your palms away from you. And this time you're just going to reach up towards the bicep. So you don't want to touch it. And you don't want your elbows, you want your elbows free of your body. You get a nice lunge wherever you're at. Make sure your alignment, your form stays mindful. And I want you to start cooking up that left hip. Good. Good. Oh. Good. 8, 7, 6, slow. 5, I know slow is hard. 4, but you know what? It's not going to get over faster, so you might as well enjoy it. 2, last 1. Now stay halfway down wherever you're at, arms at 90 degrees, elbows at 90, and then squeeze slowly. 7, 6, 5, 4, good, 3, 2, last squeeze, and carefully release, softening your knees, release your weights. Good. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up, grab your left wrist and lift. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. Grab your right wrist, lift. Exhale to the left. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look halfway up. Exhale, step back to plank with your knees up or down, making sure your hands are beneath your shoulders and your belly's back. Good. And then lower your knees to the earth, lower your thigh bones, and make your way onto the earth. So we're going to do chest here. And we're going to use this cobra thing for a chest. So you can lift with your knees on the earth and lower, keeping your belly lifted. Or you can keep your pelvis on the floor and simply press up and down. So that's going to get into your triceps a bit and your biceps a bit. But I want you to think about your chest. So if your knees are down, kind of like a push-up, or your pelvis is down, and you're going to just lift and lower. So that we've done this many times. This is also good for your low back. Good. All right, you find your way. 8. Chest, 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Back to a table and into child pose. Even grabbing your heels. This is called jackrabbit. And you can take your heels and just kind of imagine you're pulling your heels forward. You'll get a big stretch in your low back. Close your eyes and just find your breath. Notice how your body feels. You feel really good, right? All right, back through table and into down dog. And walk your dog. There's a lot to do today. I always feel so buoyant. You feel that buoyancy? And then you can walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands, getting a big stretch in your low back. Press your feet down, circle your arms all the way up, and bring your palms together to your heart center and release. Back to light weights. Remember how we started? So this time I'm going to invite you to widen your stance and come into that sumo kind of squat. So down and up. Get your feet nice and grounded. Okay, got it. So I'm going to get my lighter weights. I don't know. I'll see if 5s are too heavy. We'll see. Ready? Roll your shoulder blades down. Outer arm bones down and out. And you're going to reach and squeeze and reach. Exhale. Inhale. Now, if you want to do a little bit more for your lower body, when you come up, imagine you're trying to draw your feet toward the midline. And notice how that gets into your adductors. Oh yeah, that's the beauty of mindfulness here. That's the yoga part, right? Elbows behind you and squeeze. 8, squeeze. 7, 6, 5, yeah, 4, 3, yeah, 2, last one. Oh, and shake it out. Release those weights carefully. Take your hands to your lap, to your thigh bones, and come deep into a Utkatasana. And then you're going to make some cats and cows here. So as you gaze forward, you're going to roll your inner thigh bones back. And as you exhale, you're going to fold, tip the top of the pelvis back, and just connect with your breath. This is always an important feature of this practice. Okay? So we're going to do our last tricep on the right. Good. And then come all the way up. Roll the spine all the way up and back. All right, we're going to do our last set of biceps. Stepping on our right foot, you can use a heavier weight. What heavier means to you is up to you. but careful with the weights. Make sure you have a good grip. Stepping into your right foot. You can come into a curtsy now if you like. This is also going to get into that right glute. Or you can stay in the lunge. Or your left foot can be the kickstand, right? Yeah. Or shoulder blades back again. Let me get my footing. Good. And again, shoulder blades back. You're going to roll your outer arm bones back. Your inner elbows are aiming away from you. And we're going to do the same one we did the first time. Lift and roll your palms out and come back. Good. Lift, palms out. Good. Little bit of rear delts there, right? What's going on in your right big glute, right? And also in the medius, your outer right hip. Good. So if this is the last set of biceps, how do you want to do it, right? If this is your last time, how conscious do you want to be? Right. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, roll it out. Last one, roll it out. And then 8 little pulses. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, squeeze, and release. Shake it out. And then slowly, carefully release those heavy weights. You bend your knees, make sure your belly's in it, shoulders are back. And let's just take some hip circles here, because we're going to come back to that upper back thing we did before. Again, a lighter weight, nothing heavier than 5. Okay? So you grab those weights that you choose, 1s, 2s, 3s, 0s, 5s. And again, we can do it in that squat. Now, if you're coming back to the squat, notice how my toes are at 45 degrees and my knees follow the second toe. Yeah, you don't want your knees going past your toes. Now this time, you're going to press your feet down and imagine you're widening your mat to get a little bit more in your hips. Okay? All right, this is the dance. Elbows stay at 90 degrees. Imagine they're frozen, just like that. Okay? Then you open it up. You're going to lift it up. Come back, keeping your upper arms shoulder height, and back to where we started. Good. Inhale, lift, back, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. Inhale. Inhale. Oh, this is so fun. This is kind of like a dance, and it's really good for your brain, guys, because you have to really send the signals. Good. Yeah. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. You're gonna really squeeze your feet out. Yeah. 3. I know there's an extra 1. All right, last one. Oh my God, did you guys like that one? What'd you think? Thumbs up or thumbs down? All right, shake it out, good. Now, release those weights once again. And now we're gonna get into triceps as we stand on the left. This is gonna be our first tries. So get your footing, notice what your footing's gonna be. And I'm gonna take a little bit heavier weights, maybe not. I'm gonna stay with my 5s. Okay, this is really interesting. You're gonna take your arms up over your head, bend your elbows. Now, if this is really crappy for your shoulders, you guys know you can always do a kick back and get into those same muscles. So what we're going to do, if you want, find your footing, kickstand, feet hip width apart, or right foot back, elbows forward, shoulder blades down your back. But we're going to do this really slow. So as you inhale, you're going to come up about 30 degrees, hold it. 30 more degrees, hold it. And come all the way up. Then as you come up, you're going to come 30 degrees back, hold it. 30 more degrees, hold it. And all the way down. And up, hold it. And hold it. And hold it. And inhale, hold it. And hold it. And hold it. So as you get the pattern, keep your elbows forward. And it's actually easier to keep the elbows forward because you have that time to think about your response, right? Notice how I'm going lower as I raise my arms. And I'm coming up out of it as I lower. 4. 3. 2. 1. And lift it up and release. Oh yeah. And then slowly release your weights and just feel some shoulder circles. Coming in back to your breath, no rush. Oh yeah, I want you to close your eyes and stand up tall and notice how you're standing. Yeah, you don't get this in just every class. This is why it's fun to be together and just connect. Good. Now bend your knees deep, Utkatasana, fierce warrior. Shins forward, bum back. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up. Find your twist to the right, which however it is. You can stay upright or not. Keep the left hip back though, and stay low. Inhale back to center. Exhale to your left, keeping the right outer hip back. Choose how you want to do it. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look halfway up. Roll your inner thigh bones back as your heart reaches forward. Feel the 2 directions here. Lifting the belly, always core work. And step back to plank with your knees up or down. And just get into your belly. You can roll right and left if you like. You can walk your knees if you like. It's all quite delicious for the core. And then all the way on to your belly. And once again, you're going to take your hands behind you. We're going to get back to our chest. Now, this is kind of interesting because chest 1 is to take your pubic bone to the floor and lift up. So this is for your lower back, and you can get into your chest this way too, especially if you're conscious of it. Okay, that's option 1. If you have shoulder stuff or for whatever reason, good, or it doesn't suit you. Option 2 is to keep your knees to the earth and lift your hips. Keep your arms about shoulder width apart. I like to even lift my knees. Make sure your bum's not back, guys. You want more of a plank. And then you're going to lower and lift and lower. Press right into the chest muscles. Good. Make sure you're not dumping your head, guys, whatever you're doing. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. All right. Reach your hips back in a nice stretch. Take a big breath. Then make your way slightly forward and into down dog. And walk your dog once again. Notice that your belly's engaged too, because everything we do engages our core. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Exhale, step your right foot forward. So you're going to prepare for warrior one by rooting both your feet down, adjusting the length. Walk your hands back and press your feet down. Now, if you want some extra and additional support, you can always press your hands into your right thigh bone to come all the way up. Yeah. Good. All right. So we're going to start with triceps here. So we're going to lean slightly forward and do the kickbacks that we didn't do last time. So you decide how much weight you need. I'm going to go with my 8s, carefully grabbing my weights, taking them to my body, and readjusting my stance. Good. Dip forward and reach back. Now the only movement is in your forearms, guys. So your upper arms are aiming back. Good. And your triceps might already feel a little cooked up, so you might want less weight because they've been cooking through the practice. Now maybe you can go lower in your hips. Maybe you can reach your feet toward the middle of the mat. And if you need a break, you stop or you lengthen your legs long because it's going to get into your hips. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Now you're going to pump your palms up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release your weights. Make your way into warrior 2, but make sure you know where your weights are in relation to your toes. I want you to take inventory of where the weights are, where your toes are. Now your toes, your right toes are out, left toes are forward, right thigh bone is back. Come deep into that space and lengthen and deep and lengthen. And arms out and behind you. And arms out. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Your belly's always engaged. And with every exhale, the belly draws back. But 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Take your right forearm to your right thigh, pressing the forearm down to lift the right waist. Lift the right waist up. Then you take your bum back and you lengthen both your legs long, right into that triangle. Good. And inhale a bit and lower. And you might find that your hips are more ready for a triangle than you might have thought. And lift just a core and lower. And lift a bit and lower. And lift and lower. 3, 2, last one. Take your left hand to the floor and step all the way back to dog. And walk your dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up behind you. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Prepare for warrior one. Make sure you feel the groundedness of both feet. Lift and spread your toes, ground them again. Then you press your feet down. You can always use your left thigh bone to press down to come all the way up. And then you're right into a lovely alignment. Your shoulders are nice and warm. Your biceps, your triceps are cooked. So let's do one more thing for our shoulders. And this time we're going to do either a shoulder press, which is really great, or pull up, which is equally as great. Okay. Now, if you're pulling it up, I want you to take your arm bones back and come down. Okay. You can take any amount of weight here. I go a little bit heavier here for me. But as Marnie says, you do you, right? So let's start with shoulder blades down. Your arms, your upper arms are in line with your shoulders, right? And you squeeze and you come back. This is option one. Actually, this is option two. Okay, there's no optimum. The other option is pulling it back and out and back and out. This might be a little bit more shoulder friendly. If you have any shoulder issues, now notice when you come down into this pose, you get a nice squeeze in the back, which is your right hamstring. The peroneal muscles in your shins. So I'm just going to go, that's good. 8, 7, 6, 5. So we got into our shoulders a lot of different ways. You know how to do it now. Like, good. One more, guys. And release. Release those weights far from your toes and make your way into warrior two on the left. So your left toes are out, your left thigh bone is back, arms to T. Stay low. Now I want you to flip your palms up and see if you can squeeze an imaginary ball over your head. And then exhale, press it down. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, press it down. Good. Let's do a few more. I want you to really feel it into the back of your shins. Good. 2 more. Last one. Take your left forearm to your left thigh, press down to lift the left waist up and stay low. I just want you to feel that. This is really important. Those obliques. Yeah. Good. Then soften both your knees, take your bum back and start to lengthen. So you can keep that left waist lifted and lift right from the left waist, those left obliques. Right. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Oh, yeah. And all the way up. Pivoting your feet parallel. Take your heels in and just get into a nice deep squat here. Good. Make sure you get all that. Good. Then pivot your feet parallel. Make sure there's a softness in your knees. Softness in your knees. And you're going to start to tip forward with a soft knee. Good. Good. Let's do one more thing for our upper back. You're going to take weights and you're going to take your arms out and then you're going to roll them back. Come back to center, back down. So there's a softness in your knees and a softness in your elbows. Not a bend, but a soft. So I'm going to take, I don't know what I have here. I'm going to take 5s. Okay. You're going to soften your knees, tip forward from the top of the pelvis. But my hand is on your belly and the belly's lifted. This is also core work. So I want you to exhale and feel the belly draw back to the kidneys. Okay. Then arms in front of you. And you're going to reach them out and roll them away and come back to center. and exhale, and inhale, and exhale. So, but it's very controlled. So if you can't control it, you either need less weight or no weight. No weight is a wonderful option. When you make that little roll, notice how you get into more muscles in the rear delts, in the rhomboids, all those. 8, this is just a little bit of frosting. 7, 6, 5, 4, slow, 3, 2, last one. And all the way back, release the weights. Lengthen your legs long and bring your hands to the mat or to a block. If you need a block, block is really great here. Release your head, shake it out. Good, shake your head yes and no. And I don't know, right? Take your left hand to your right shin. And you're going to imagine you're pulling your shin in as you slide your feet away from each other. So we've already done that sliding thing, and you should feel out in the IT band and your outer hip. Yeah, you can even twist and look under your right armpit. And take a few breaths here, really deep breaths. You might feel the Shakti, the little shaking. Yeah. And release. Let's change sides. Take your right hand to your left shin. You're going to coax your shin in, or you're going to slide your feet wide and just be there. Maybe you look under your left armpit. Get a nice twist here. Belly back. Release. Then you're going to walk your feet in, kind of heel toe your feet in, make your way into a yoga squat of your choice with your forearms on your thighs, or into a more traditional kind of squat. You know, I'm sure you guys know this, but Americans in North America, we don't squat as much as people in other countries, and our hips suffer for it. Their hips are in better shape because they squat to have their babies, they squat to go to the bathroom. Have you ever gone to those bathrooms, guys, in India with the hole in the ground? It's a really enlightening experience. Okay, and come all the way onto your bum. Oh, great job. All right, take your heels in front of you, hold on to your shins, round your back, taking the top of the pelvis back. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, round your back again. So notice how we keep flexing and extending our spine. And you want to breathe. You want to inhale and exhale as you do that. That helps with the flexibility. It's like oiling up the greasing up the joints in your back. Inhale and exhale. So delicious. And then round your back. Make sure your weights are far away from your feet and roll all the way onto the earth. Oh yeah. Draw your right knee in towards your chest. Roll your right ankle. You can even extend your left leg long if you like. Good. And release. Take your left knee in towards your chest. Roll your left ankle. Now I want you to step your left foot to the floor. Step your left foot to the floor. And you're going to take your hands behind your head. As you exhale, you're going to draw the back of the pelvis back and the belly back and lift your chest toward the earth, toward the sky. And then inhale back. Press your left foot down and exhale, lift. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Good. Now, if you want, you can even take your arms beside you, take your elbows to the earth and use your elbows to lift your chest. That's a great way to do it too. Unless you want the support behind your neck, please look up, do not look sideways. 4, 3, 2, last 1, and all the way back down. And shake your head and extend your left leg long. Take a breath. Yeah. Then bend your right knee. Take your right foot to the earth. Now the same options, take the top of the pelvis back and lift your chest so that you're gazing towards the sky. You can take your hands behind your head. Now you can come onto your forearms and lift a little higher, looking forward if you like. So we're just going to do a few more just like this. You can stay in the other option. They're all great. You can feel it in your core either way, I hope. 8, 7, 6, good, 5, 4. It's amazing how we can get into our core really quick and hot when it's already cooked up a bit. All right, last one. All the way back down. Oh yeah. Bend your knees, take your feet to the floor and slide your bum to the left. Draw your knees toward your chest, arms to T, and then drop your knees to the right. Reach your left hip away from your left shoulder. Roll your shoulder girdle to the left. Close your eyes and find your breath. Inhale back to center. Slide your bum to the right. Lift your knees and drop them to the left. Rolling your shoulders to the right and reaching your right hip forward away from the shoulder. A few big breaths here. Lots of hard work, lots of presence and effort. A lot of little ideas that we plant into our psyche, which is why we come back to center and make our way into Shavasana. So take your palms beside you, walk your shoulder blades together, shake out your bum. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, right into Shavasana. And allow yourself to take rest so that whatever ideas come up from your unconscious and a little bit more conscious. Release every muscle of your body, your dead weight. Take rest. Start rolling your wrists and your ankles. Inhale, extend your arms up over your head. Exhale through your mouth. Draw your knees to your chest and roll to your right side. Just be there for a moment. Good. Inhale, circle your arms up over your head. Exhale through your mouth once again, and then draw your knees to your chest and roll. Be there. Just like to be there. And then when you're ready, make your way to a seat on your mat. And bring your palms together to your heart center with your eyes closed. We learn so much about ourselves on the mat. And we try to bring that stuff up with a strong body and a connected spirit. The light in me honors that light in you. Namaste. Mwah. I love you guys. Let me turn off the recording. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I sure love